the pleasure in introducing today's banker, Mrs. Sandhya Ravi Mohan, executive from Punjab National Bank. Ms. Sandhya has got around 20 years of rich experience as branch head in the bank's metro, rural centers, in corporate, retail branches, and have been energetic in popularizing the bank's products and services. She has also been an important, outstanding performing official in carrying out the government's special scheme for reaching the public at large. Many best branch awards have been received by Madam Sandhya, and the branches have registered phenomenal growth during her incumbency. She is named as a customer connect person amidst the valued clients of the bank. She has conducted various programs of the bank, be it customer meet, credit campaign, launch of any product, bank's centenary, as well as 125th year celebration, and has got admirable organizing and leadership qualities. There was special Doordarshan coverage and interview with Madam Sandhya during demonetization period, as well as during the disbursement of loans under Mudra and Stand Up India. Director RBI Dr. Ravi Mitra inaugurated the exhibits displayed in stalls for Stand Up India and Mudra loans, in which exclusive TV coverage for 45 minutes was given. She has been very customer centric and friendly and a proper guiding person for the aspirants who have the zeal to do business. She has been sent abroad to Hong Kong, Vietnam by the bank as recognition and as a MDRT qualified person for promoting the essence of life insurance, especially for borrowers with her rich experience and expertise. I welcome Madam Sandhya to explain the Stand Up India scheme. Over to you. Madam Sandhya? Ma'am, she's there. Sandhya, ma'am.
I am here. Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am. You can start.
Ma'am, can you switch on your camera? Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So it's indeed, I deem it as a privileged pleasure. Thank you, Merslin. Thank you, Kovi. It's my privileged pleasure in partaking in this forum as a banker, because various government schemes have been formulated, launched in order to reach the people at large. But I am sitting at the implementation side as an important channel person. At the credit flow from the government sponsored schemes or formulated schemes go to the people at large through the banking channel. That way I have a passion to do the credit. And in fact, this Stand Up India scheme was launched by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji on 5th April 2016 to coincide with the 125th birth anniversary of Dr. Ambedkar. In fact, the official from SIDBI has already mentioned about the features of the scheme, but still to have a strong backdrop, I will explain the features, intricacies from the banker's point of view for better understanding. The scheme seeks to leverage the institutional credit structure to reach out the underserved sector of people such as SC, ST, and women entrepreneurs. Actually, they have to partake in the economic growth of the country. The entrepreneurship reaches the grassroots level. The problems faced by an SC, ST, and a women entrepreneur is definitely addressed so that they contribute for the economic emancipation as well as job creation, employment opportunity, as well as economic empowerment, I should put it that way. So the objective of the Stand Up India scheme is to facilitate bank loans starting from 10 lakhs to 100 lakhs, 1 crore, to at least one scheduled caste, one scheduled tribe, or one woman entrepreneur in setting up a greenfield activity. A greenfield means it should be a totally new venture. They may have the family background with experience and all that. But the venture should be a totally new venture, new business enterprise that is called as greenfield. And who will be eligible for getting this loan? Who will be eligible? What is the age criteria? They are very liberal. As soon as you attain 18 years, there itself you become eligible to get this facility. And the guidelines do not provide what should be the maximum age. But yes, as a practical banker, we take into account the physical fitness of the borrower. And if he is a senior citizen, if it is a non-individual loan account, we definitely include a youngster. And we never deny any aspirant who approached the banker for a loan under Stand Up India scheme. And what is the purpose and what is the nature of this loan? The purpose of the loan is to cater to the needs of the manufacturing, trading, and service sector. And more so, in the present Union Budget 2021, the agriculture and allied activities have also been included. So there are various other loan schemes for agri and allied. This particularly, the Stand Up India, under the Stand Up India scheme, agri and allied activities are also included. Then comes the margin money. Margin money is what? It is the borrower's own investment of funds. In any loan, the borrower's contribution should be there. The borrower should have involvement. If everything is bank funds, everything is supported by the subsidy earned by the government, there should be some involvement of the borrower's funds. So the margin money also, earlier it was 25%. Now in the present Union Budget 2021, the margin money which a borrower should bring is reduced to 15%. And suppose the government subsidy is 20%, still the borrower has to bring in 10%. You understand? So that from his hands, 10% is the bare minimum margin money any borrower should bring. The next feature we proceed is the security. See, any loan from the banker's point of view must be a secured loan. Why? Because any loan now, it's okay, everything sailing smoothly, the business will definitely be a profiteering one and it will meet its end as a very successful business enterprise, no doubt about it. But as an abundant precaution, the banker, since the banker always, what is bank business? It is accepting deposits for the purpose of lending. So we have definitely a role and we are answerable to the depositors with whose money we are lending. So we have to apply all prudential credit norms. So in case the loan becomes bad, in case the business enterprise doesn't pick up to the expected level, it meets a failure. In that case, definitely this security will help the banker for settlement of the loan dues. Again, this security, we can call it as primary security and collateral security. Actually, in the Stand Up India scheme, the nature of loan should be a composite loan with term loan and working capital finance. Working capital finance may be by way of overdraft or a cash credit. Overdraft is restricted to only 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs and above, we must grant by way of, we should sanction by way of cash credit. What is cash credit? I'll take a typical example. We have given a loan of 32 lakhs. I can even mention the borrower's name, SR Creations, for a tailoring unit. They are manufacturing the ladies' inner garments as well as nighties. So we sanctioned 32 lakhs under Stand Up India scheme. This consisted of 20 lakhs as term loan and 12 lakhs as cash credit. See, this 20 lakhs is utilized for buying tailoring machines. An asset is created. Asset is created by purchase of tailoring machines. Then this 12 lakhs cash credit is for buying the raw material, like they will be interested to get fabrics. Without fabrics, without cotton, whatever be the texture, they cannot prepare the garments. So this 20 lakhs, then for labor, for the tailors, then lighting, electricity, rent for the premises, everything, insurance, everything, we are setting up this cash credit limit, and there CC always has a stock. Here the stock is the fabrics. So this primary security, which is created out of bank owns funds, that is this tailoring machine, it is an asset, and this stock of goods, these are called primary security. But this primary security is not enough from the banker's point of view. They seek a collateral security. Collateral security is over and above the primary security. So we obtained the property, the housing property worth 50 lakhs from the borrower as a collateral security. And this collateral security will have a legal opinion by the bank's approved panel of advocates, as well as it will be valued by the bank's approved panel valuers, so that the title has a clear marketable title, as well as the value is according to the market conditions. In case the loan fails, these securities will come and as a helping hand to repay the overdues or repay the loan for the banker. But here, what if an entrepreneur who has got all the zeal, enthusiasm, and energy to do the business, but he doesn't have a property? We don't expect everybody should own a house or a building or a flat. There comes the role of a credit guarantee corporation. This credit guarantee corporation guarantees the loan given by the banker with a guarantee premium commensurate to the loan. They are telling, "Arey, you banker, chinta mat kijiye, don't worry. We are there to support the borrowers. If your loan fails, we are giving guarantee for repayment of the bank's overdues." So this is a very, very comfort level which the credit guarantee corporation gives for the banker. So as I told you, margin money is also reduced from 25% to 15% as per the latest revised union budget. And then what about the rate of interest? Rate of interest in this scheme is kept at the minimum bare low level. It is just MCLR plus 3% plus term premium. It ranges from 7.80% to 8.20%. That's it. Because this rate of interest is also fixed by the risk rating model. As per the risk any enterprise provides, we have a risk rating model where the indicator will give the marks, and if it is a low risk, it will be in green. If it is medium risk, it will be in yellow, and high risk means it will be in red. So as bankers, we always advise the borrowers not to take up a high risk venture. Okay, then there is upfront fee, which is the processing fee, and on the term loan, whatever is disbursed, a very minimal 0.60% processing fee is charged. And we also have what is called as insurance cover. This security and all must be definitely insured in case of unforeseen circumstances like fire, burglary, or flood. This security must be insured. So insurance, then credit guarantee premium, the rate of interest are the only financial outlay for the beneficiaries or the borrowers. Now, how to get this loan under Stand Up India? Everybody now will be interested. I want to start this venture. Then how will I get loan? It can be either directly from a bank, or it can be through the SIDBI's dedicated digital platform. There is a portal as mentioned by the SIDBI official. There is a dedicated portal, or through the district lead managers. So this digital portal is the very, very crucial interface layer which provides the platform and which provides the details of the borrowers who are applying in the portal. When a borrower comes directly to the branch, we properly guide them, there is no problem. And we actually study what for the borrower is trying to venture into business, whether the borrower is having the capacity or whether any technical support is required, whether he has to still equip, all one-to-one we are able to do the study. But when they apply through the portal, this portal itself is based on 3 pillars. The portal is based on 3 pillars. The first one is hand-holding agency. And the second one is providing financial information. And the third, as I already mentioned, it is guarantee cover. Hand-holding agency forms the major role in identifying the potential borrowers for the banker. Here, I want to make a special mention of the role of Confederation of Women Entrepreneurs, COWI, which is doing a laudable and yeoman service in actually having the liaison with the bankers in identifying, helping the bankers to identify the potential borrowers. In fact, 60% of our work is being done by COWI because they study the borrower. What we do, we have a TEV study that I will explain. They study the borrower and whatever technical knowledge or EDP training or financial guidance, subsidy, whatever margin they can provide, everything is done. All the study is completed by COWI for a woman entrepreneur. See, as stated, democracy is for, by, and of the government. COWI is doing a wonderful service as it is by, of, and for women entrepreneurs. It is our comfort level because when an established organization, it's an NGO, non-profit organization, when it identifies a potential borrower, naturally it enhances the comfort level of the banker. So mostly 60% of our job is carried away by COWI, and I personally thank COWI for the role which it's playing very effectively. Then when a borrower approaches the banker, there should be a project report. The project report will have its own projections, the profit, the gestation period. For that, we give a moratorium on credit. Moratorium means it is a holiday. It's a loan repayment holiday, which we give. Here in Stand Up India, the repayment period is 7 years, including the moratorium period of 18 months. For any business to pick up and to attain break even, or at least to meet the expenses and to start earning profit, 18 months is quite a sufficient period. So this moratorium period is 18 months for this Stand Up India loan. So we have this TEV study done because the quantum of loan is 100 lakhs, from 10 lakhs to 100 lakhs. So about 20 lakhs, our specialist officer, SSIO we call, they go to the unit as such and they conduct a TEV study from the project report, which is having the projections for 3 years. 3 years projected balance sheet will tell the banker as to what will be the profit earning in the years to come if other things remain the same. So the actually it is TEV study we call, it is the technical viability of the project and whether the project is economically feasible. This is called as TEV study. This forms a major part in deciding to go ahead with a proposal or not. And another very, very crucial aspect which a borrower should consider is we have the credit information system. See, a borrower comes, though this is for a new project, new enterprise, this project is new. but the approaching person may have earlier borrowings by way of housing loan, car loan, or even business loan, earlier loan for some other project he might be availing. So we want to know the credentials of the borrower. So we are drawing a credit information report. This is very, very important from the banker's point of view. Actually, we have in India 4 such agencies: the CIBIL, the Experian, the Equifax. So we are supposed to take at least 2 reports from these credit information bureaus or credit information agencies. They give a clear report on the past overdues of the borrower. It just gives a full history. You can say it gives the full horoscope of the financial dealings of the borrower. If the loan, some other loan is not paid, if there are overdues, then it reduces the score. From 300 marks to 900 marks, the score is given, CIBIL score is given. Anything above 750 will definitely make the borrower eligible for considering the loan proposal. So here nowadays the tendency is to have a credit card. I want to emphasize here that if you are using credit card, please, if the limit is 1 lakh, please use only 50,000 of your limit. And if there is any EMI, which means equated monthly installment for any term loan, kindly repay regularly the EMI and don't leave any credit cards overdue. Even EMI, you please pay. Suppose the monthly EMI is 600 rupees. It's not that you pay 400 and leave it. Then also the overdues will be reflected. So kindly pay the full whatever is required to be paid as EMI, and don't leave any credit card overdues, and don't apply for loan at the same time to many bankers. This is also how to improve your score. I am giving you the tidbits. At the same time, 2-3 banks in anxiety, please don't go and apply for loan. And at the same time, to different banks you go with the same KYC, you don't open accounts. Current accounts are opened and then it becomes a shell company. So these all will be detrimental for your CIBIL scoring, which is very, very important for the banker to judge on the credentials of the borrower. The CIBIL score, you have to be very careful. At the same time, for a person, this you may not be aware, because the guarantor's liability is co-extensive with that of the borrower. So as a guarantor, when you have no control on anybody's finance managing, you please don't give guarantee. Desist from becoming a guarantor. In case inadvertently, due to friendship, if you give a guarantee, and if that person defaults in making the payment, that will affect your CIBIL. That credit information will be very, very harmful for you, in the sense your eligibility to get a loan will be hampered by that. So please be very, very careful in having proper track record of repaying the loan dues. So this is from the banker's point of view, the TEV study, the credit information report are very, very important. In fact, Reserve Bank of India in 2017 has made one credit report annually free for all. You yourself, you can fill in the basic information of name, date of birth, Aadhaar, PAN, address, everything, so that before even applying for loan, if you are extracting a copy of the CIBIL report, it will enhance, it will speeden up the process of processing the loan as far as the banker is concerned. But however, the banker will take independently another report also. But with the CIBIL, if it is within that above 750 marks, you will be confident that you will be able to get the finance. In fact, when there was an exhibition, in fact, the products were displayed. Every quarter also there should be exhibition, because now this is due to COVID. We are not conducting exhibitions. But as already stated, exhibits is a perfect interface to share the experiences and to voice, to highlight the problems envisaged, the problems, actual problems which are being faced, and any bottlenecks in running the business unit. These exhibitions pave a very good arena. During the tenure of Sri Ravi Mitra, Reserve Bank of India director, he actually inaugurated an exhibit wherein all Mudra beneficiaries and Stand Up India beneficiaries displayed their products. And I am very, very happy, and I was surprised to know that a Stand Up India beneficiary, Madam Kodai, is here to explain her success story. Madam Kodai is nobody else than the beneficiary who has got the loan of Stand Up India under the Stand Up India scheme from my own hands. So I was so thrilled. In fact, her entry was selected to be displayed in New Delhi in a function which was inaugurated by our Honorable Prime Minister in the crew of Air Force crew. The pilots were organizing a function for them, and in that, Pungodai's exhibit was selected for portraying. So I feel extremely happy that way the success has reached to this level, because she came only as an ordinary borrower without any, but she had a background. She had a family background. In the same way, there was one Airconet, this Airconet means, the Pakamatti. It is coming under allied activity of agriculture. So in that also, there was a woman who lost her husband, and she was with a 5-year-old son. It's quite interesting then. After that, she became the owner, and she started giving certificates for more than 75 women entrepreneurs. So first I asked her to go and see where is the market for your tumblers, plates, the hygienic plates. So she went and got a confirmed, because first is the marketability. How somebody asked, how we do marketing. So whether there is a market for my product must be the understanding. So she brought a firm order from a hotel. She is in Trichy. In Trichy, from Hotel Femina, she brought a firm order. And then temples also, they distribute the food in that cups, Airconet cups. So then I was convinced that there is a definite market for the product. After that, she sought for raw material. Raw material she should get from some other Ramanathapuram, Tirunelveli side, that Airconet trees, they are available. Then we ensured that she gets proper raw material supply. So raw material is there, then end result, marketplace is there. Only the value addition process must be done. So we financed for setting up the cutting machines for this Airconet plates and tumblers. Then Aval Vigadan Mein, she wrote a beautiful article, and she is now issuing certificate of training for doing this Airconet. These are all practical examples, because the scheme is there. It should reach the right person, and you should have all the zeal and enthusiasm and energy to try out and do this venture. It's very comfortable, because what else you need? Finance, the banker is giving. Subsidy, you have various agencies. Margin also is eased out, only 10% margin. You have everything, guidance, technical support, EDP training, everything, financial guidance, everything. COVI, like organizations like COVI is there. You have everything. Only thing, you should have the mind and the zeal, enthusiasm, energy to take it forward. Anybody can become an entrepreneur, because the problems faced by SC, ST and women the challenges are very many. That is why this much support is being given. So I would only conclude by telling that hard work is the mother for success. Nothing to substitute hard work. The nerve that never relaxes, the will that never wanes, the purpose that never ponders, the eyes that never blanches. These are masters of success. So please you have all the support. The handholding agency, bankers support, everything is there. And let it penetrate, this Stand Up India scheme, let it penetrate into the society and let it emancipate and really, really empower the SC, ST and women entrepreneurs and create employment opportunities. Kindly take it forward. And thank you so much, Kovi, for this wonderful opportunity, as I am always with passion doing these schemes, lending with happiness, and it is reaching the right persons at the right time. Thank you so much for this platform. Thank you. All the best.